What's going on, everybody? So we got another roulette coming on here. I had 4 freaking roulettes last night in the span of like, I don't know, 2 hours. It was crazy. Anyway, so he's got a float, so I've got a lead Dodrio. Lead Dodrio. And this poke's really fun, but I don't think it's going to work out against that guy. So I'm going to switch on out to something that can take physical hits a little bit better than this guy. And I've got a Weezing that I should feel pretty confident going to. These guys are almost always physical and usually do other like shenanigans. But I come in here and I'm like, crap, this one's got Flamethrower, not Thunderbolt. And if he wants to taunt, then I won't be able to Pain Split or Will-O-Wisp. So I should have went for the Will-O-Wisp anyway, but I went for Pain Split. Just, I don't know. I changed it because it was the first turn, and it felt like it might be a little bit too early to go for a Will-O-Wisp, just in case he had like a Guts or a Fire Poke or something. So I don't know. And Weezing's HP was a little on the lower side, but figures I should have done freaking anything else. Anything else. Will-O-Wisp or Flamethrower would have been great. So I go over to Slacking because he's a douche, and I pretty much just, I know he can take a hit and dish out a hit, but of course he's got freaking Substitute. I'm like, really? Substitute just makes Slacking, who's already worthless, even more worthless. So, just my luck, really unfortunate, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So, I'm just really not sure of whether I want to let this dude bite the dust or switch out and try and make things happen. He knows I'm going to switch there, or at least have a free turn, so I predicted he would set up a sub again, but I take that turn to switch out, and this guy has a Focus Sash, thinking that, okay, I'll be able to break the sub, and then I'll still have Sash up against this guy, and, you know, I'll be able to scare him out of there. But he goes straight for the hit, which I was like, ooh, that was a really good play, and I was not expecting that, so that sucks. He still switches at least, so it sort of works out, just not quite the same way I had intended it to. And in comes Suicune. I'm just like, great. I am not sold that I can kill this thing. I don't know if I can kill it, like, period. So this is going to be lovely. So I don't exactly know how I'm going to proceed from here. I go into Cutco Knife, which is a little bit better of a Heracross, and I'm thinking, well, close combat's a little too obvious, and this one does have Mega Horn. They're the same base power for him, so I'm going to go with Mega Horn first, because he'll probably expect close combat and go to something to resist that, while Mega Horn should be fine, right? Nope, you should have close combated. I freaking hate Mega Horn. It's such a bad move. So of course now I have to switch, go figure. And I go right back to Slacking, pretty much because I know he should be able to take one hit. This guy might want to put up Stealth Rocks anyway. And Lava Plume wants to burn me. I know that's what it's there for, but it's like, really? Really? Thanks. So now I'm expecting, I mean, he knows I've got Earthquake. I think he knows I have Earthquake. Yeah, he knows I have Earthquake. So even though I'm burned, it should still hurt a little bit because it will be super effective. I do have a Choice Band to sort of negate half of the burn, and his attack is still up there really high. So I thought for a long time on switching moves, maybe doing Night Slash just to try and get a crit. But I was like, nah, let's just go for Earthquake. And I didn't do as much as I thought. Even with the burn, I thought it would do more, so, you know, whatever. And then here, I'm expecting him to switch right out to Suicune, but instead he just predicts that I set up some spikes, some Toxic Spikes. So I should have, when I saw that, I should have switched out, because now that I've stayed in there and killed him, he's going to bring in Magnezone and sub up, and I'm stuck on Sludge Bomb. I don't know if he necessarily knows I'm stuck on Sludge Bomb, but even if I'm not, I don't want to take a Thunderbolt. So that was really dumb. I should have switched to anything as opposed to killing it off with him there. So that was really unfortunate. He doesn't go quite for Thunderbolt, but it doesn't really matter. The effect is the same. He did his damage. And at this point, I'm expecting him to die, so it's like, I would like to go for Pain Split, I'd like to go for Will-O-Wisp, but at the end of the day, or Flamethrower, at the end of the day, I didn't think either one of them would happen. I assumed I was going to be dead, but I figured if he wants to sub up and try something like that, then at least Flamethrower will break the sub. So, of course, he happens to get a Flash Fire boost, and it's like, oh, I should have Pain Splitted. But it wouldn't have mattered. He gets a crit anyway, so I would have died regardless of how many hit points I had. But now he's boosted. I spent a long time thinking on what to bring in. I could have brought in my Scarf Tentacruel and scared it away, but then Magnezone comes in and gives me the same problem. So I was hoping I could survive one shot. I know he was +1, but 324 hit points is a lot to deal with a non-super effective move. And then I thought about it for a lot again and cut it out and just try and figure out, like, after I kill him, what's the best way to go about this. And it didn't quite work out. I kind of needed that Dodrio to not die, and he did. I didn't even expect close combat to really kill him, but at that point I kind of had no choice. Because I knew that Magnezone's going to come in right after this guy. Or, of course, if I killed him with Surf, then Suicune would come in immediately, and I couldn't afford to have that. So this dude's only attack, though, is S-Toss, not Psychic. So 2 of my guys that would be weak to it aren't. And they can sit in here and get a lot of damage in there. So he knows I have Mega Horn. I've showed it before. So I'm going to hope that he switches out to Magnezone to resist it, and I'm going to go close combat. But he doesn't switch it. He knew that obviously what the situation was, but he left it in to die instead. And it completely sucked. So now I have to kill this dude with close combats and lose all of my hit points for it. So just a whole lot of bad. What I thought was a good prediction, he was just suicide foddering, and there's nothing I can do about that. It's just got rolled by that. I had to roll the dice to try and get a little bit of advantage in there, because I know I can kill Magnezone with a close combat, and as long as this thing doesn't have Aqua Jet, or if this guy had more hit points, like I was expecting him to have more hit points and he doesn't, I would have been able to take it out. So, maybe he's choiced and he needed to kill Tentacruel. He wouldn't be able to kill Tentacruel with Aqua Jet. So, he doesn't even have it. And he was stuck on whatever move anyway because he was choiced. So, everything was going in my favor. So, I knew that all I needed to do is just get a crit on Suicune, and I kill it with this close combat here. So, even with my stupid Dodrio play, I can still have this work out in my favor. I just need a crit. I just need a crit. His HP is going down. It's going down, baby, but it's not going down all the way. So Fridge is going to walk out of here with the victory. I had a few really bad moves that I really would have loved to take back. Like I mentioned, that one with the rapid spin and all. But it was not to be. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you later. Peace.